History Month, today I'm doing a food presentation on the foods that the African slaves ate in Africa and then brought to America that we eat daily. Notice that I have some of them presented here on our table. We have rice, black-eyed peas, we have the yams, okra, eggplant, and greens. And we even have watermelon. They had different melons, but we're presenting watermelon today. They also would use certain meats like fatback or ham hocks to season their food. And they would cook in 20-gallon pots like this iron pot here in front of me. And they would start their food real early in the morning. They'd have to build a fire, let the fire cook down, and then they would put the meat into the iron pot and let it cook down, and then they would start adding these like greens and onions and any of the vegetables, maybe turnips or whatever they had at hand. And they would let this food start cooking early in the morning, and then they would come in at the end of the day after they had did all their work in the plantation homes or out in the fields, and then their meal would be ready. And they cooked their food like this, and then also they cooked the food for the plantation families. One of the dishes that I want to share with you that came from the African women in Louisiana, and they were very good cooks, and they made what was called Cala Cakes. These are actually rice cakes. And I'm going to show you here the ingredients, because I'm sure you're going to want to make them after I do this presentation. You take 3 cups of cooked rice, 2 eggs, half a cup of sugar, you take 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then this is Bisquick, and you take 1.5 cups of this, and then you mix it all together, and then it will look like this. It will sort of be able to make little balls, and you're going to drop it into some oil. Or you can bake them in the oven if you do not want to fry them. But these were very good, and so we're going to go ahead. I've got a little bit of the mixture already made up, and I'm going to drop them in the oil so you can see how easy this is. I just wish you were here to smell them, because it is so nice. Let's get this frying just a little bit. The Cala Cakes, the women that made them were even called the Cala women. And they would take them, the plantation owners would let these women go into New Orleans to the different vendors, and they would sell them. And on Sundays, they were even outside of the churches, and they would sell these little rice cakes. So they're very tasty. When they actually made them, they did not have Bisquick, so they used flour and yeast. So we're going to let that just finish cooking. I have some that are baked right there, and what they would do, back in those days, in the 300 years ago, they had cane syrup, and they would just drizzle some syrup over the rice cakes, and that was a tasty treat for them. Today there is a restaurant in New Orleans, and it's called the Coffee Pot Restaurant, and they still make these, and they have been in business since 1894, and they serve these Cala Cakes at breakfast at the Coffee Pot. So if you're in New Orleans, you may want to try to stop in there and get you one. But I hope you will want to try to make the Cala Cakes like the African women did, and put you some powdered sugar on them, and drizzle a little syrup, and have have a wonderful breakfast from the Cala women of Africa.